the NEMA Act. Mr. Speaker, you know that the President has no power to make law in this country. A gazette notice itself is law, is delegated legislation. And that delegated legislation must come before the House, Mr. Speaker. And even if it does, those pieces of legislation has given the CS powers to make delegated legislation. It is not to the President to make that decision. So these issues that Honorable Mwago is talking about are being spearheaded.
You want to be a joyrider?
A bit of both, Honorable Speaker, but I rise on a point of order on the same standing order 44-2. While the matter has been raised, and rightly so, to the Secretary, the Department of Lands, Honorable Speaker, the people who are implementing this issue on the ground is the Ministry of Interior, and the way the situation is right now is quite dire, Honorable Speaker, because we are creating IDPs as we speak, Honorable Speaker. We've had demolitions that are ongoing within our constituencies in Nairobi, as have been mentioned by the Honorable Mwago. Honorable Speaker, we don't know where these boundaries lie. In certain areas, the boundaries are spoken that the riparian land is 6 meters. In certain areas, they say it's 60 meters. And we've seen the DCCs trying to go back to demolish further from the areas that were initially marked as the boundaries. Now it seems somebody somewhere is revising this riparian land and increasing these portions. This will lead to massive loss of property, and a lot of people will become homeless, Honorable Speaker. So if we can ensure that these matters are halted for the moment until we can have a bipartisan agreement and a discussion within the multi-agencies that are concerned with this matter here in Nairobi. Otherwise, the destruction, Honorable Speaker, will be on a devastating level. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, a member for Ruarak.
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Mwago is speaking for many of us from Nairobi. And I do not know which standing order to apply when a statement is couched in a way that can be expanded. I do not know whether there is an amendment to a statement, but Mr. Speaker, you will see...
Honorable Kaja, you cannot
purport to amend...
I'll allow you to joyride on that for a minute.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, the thing is, you will see some of us also giving you or writing the same statements, but in an expanded manner, because Honorable Mwago has done a very good job, but with a lot of respect, he has left certain issues which are the core issues that we need to prosecute in this whole matter. Mr. Speaker, for example...
Honorable Kajwang, in a situation like that, you simply say, in addition to what Honorable Mwago is seeking, can the chairman also look at the following?
This is it. Thank you. You know, Mr. Speaker, you are seasoned, and that is why it has come from your mouth wisdom that has been dispensed without measure. Mr. Speaker, sir, one of the issues which are troubling is that there is this Gazette notice number 14891, signed by the President of the Republic of Kenya, establishing something called Nairobi Rivers Commission, purporting to act under the Climate Change Act and purporting to act under the NEMA Act. Mr. Speaker, you know that the President has no power to make law in this country. A Gazette notice itself is law, is delegated legislation. And that delegated legislation must come before the House, Mr. Speaker. And even if it does, those pieces of legislation has given the CS powers to make delegated legislation. It is not to the President to make that decision. So these issues that Honorable Mwago is talking about are being spearheaded by this commission that we want to establish its constitutionality and the legality by which it moves. Secondly,
you've made your points.
The only point which I meant to make, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when you closed this campus, it struck us that people can do things unlawfully. KDF is managing and it's controlling the demolitions in eastern and all the parts of Nairobi. KDF. Why would KDF that is concerned with issues in Baringo, that is concerned in issues in Turkana, why would they come into Nairobi to demolish things in Nairobi, Mr. Speaker? So this is an issue which traverses from Westlands, it goes all the way in Eastlands, and Mr. Speaker, it is only those of us who are in the ghettos who are suffering. People in Lavington, people in Rwanda, Mr. Speaker, I know that you are not from Rwanda, but Mr. Speaker, some of us are literally, my whole constituency has been obliterated. 2 wards. As I stand here, I do not know whether I'm a member of any constituency. Because if 60 meters, if people demolish 60 meters, the whole of Ruaraka will be gone. Will be gone. I will not have anybody to represent in this house.
You made your point, Elachi.
Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would wish also the chairman to look at. There were 2 things the president said. One, there was compensation, Mr. Speaker. That monies will be put in the phones of these people as they move. For me, Mr. Speaker, what is very sad, it is how inhuman they are doing the demolitions. That you cannot just come and see a Shosho screaming the way she was screaming yesterday without even giving her notice, without even saying they are coming to demolish. Nobody is removing their stuff. I think that is where the issue is. And as you demolish the other side, I will repeat, in Lavington, in Kileleshwa, we have people who have built on that riparian land. I want to see whether we are coming to demolish also those who are on those riparian lands on Runda, Kileleshwa, the whole of Kileleshwa River, Mr. Speaker. People have taken that riparian land and they have built skyscrapers. They need to come there also, so that we know it is fairness and it is for everyone to be removed from that riparian land. So, Mr. Speaker, for me, I want the chairman to bring us all those who are being compensated and how much they were promised to be given.
On the same issue, it's unrelated. So hold your horses. Pardon? Go ahead.
I would also, on the side of compensation, I would also want, Chair, apart from compensation, what is all the government, through the same ministry, doing so that we avoid further future menace of the same happening? Can we employ ways like river tunneling? We know all these riparian lands are buffer zones for water, but what are the solutions that we need to put in place right now so that we prevent this menace happening in future? Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Nyamoko, you've had this request. Can you bring a response on Thursday?
This coming Thursday?
Are you able, or next week?
I think next week we'll do. 14 days from now.
Next week, Thursday is budget day, so you'll do on Wednesday.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Lelmengit now, what did you want to say?
Chair, Honorable Speaker, the Chair for Roads spoke on a very important issue. And I wanted to seek clarification whether we know we have a lot of rumors going around that the 22% allocation to Kera is for savings, yeah. So I wanted clarification.
When I called out the House that you are all agitated when this matter was brought to the House, nobody was listening. Nobody raised an issue. But being a first-timer, I will indulge you to say what you want to say.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes.
I wanted to seek
Next time you'll be alert and you contemporaneously respond to issues as they come.
Okay. So
good.